When you see this, yes, there they are. Very good morning to you both. I've got to ask, you're sitting there smiling, all chummy. You have an announcement to make. Would you like to make it, David?
I will be guiding Dereck's career from now on. We sat down, we talked. Obviously, we put the beef to one side. That was sorted out when we boxed each other. And Dereck's getting to a stage in his career where he needs to make that final move. And he gave me a call, and he asked me what I could do for him if I was guiding his career. So I told him, I was in a pay-per-view fight earlier on this year. It was a non-title fight, but it did great numbers. I told him about my infrastructure in terms of training, nutrition, strength and conditioning. And he liked what he heard, and I said, I'll do for you what I've done for myself. It's taken me 16 years as a professional to fine-tune my career in a place where I can get the best out of myself, and I'll just pass that all over to Dereck so he can fulfill his amazing potential. Wow, there's a lot of people who will have very raised eyebrows about that. But so, Dereck, does that mean you're no longer with Matchroom and Eddie Hearn?
I am. I'm with both, basically. I'm with Matchroom, but David is managing me, and helping me to achieve my goals, which I need to achieve right now. So that is why we're sitting here announcing this. Yeah,
his next fight hopefully be on a Matchroom show. Haymaker and Matchroom have worked together last time out with Tony Bellew, and we hope that to be the case this time round. Dillian Whyte and Dereck Chisora fought on a Matchroom show last time. It was a fantastic show, and they stole the show, in my opinion. And to do it again, Dereck wants to give it 100%. Last time round, he didn't give it as much as, in terms of the ring. When he was in the ring, he gave it 100%. Behind the scenes, he wasn't, his training camp, he wasn't really with Don up until that point, in a couple of years leading into that. Yeah. So he knows there's more to give. And for me to get Dereck the very best deal, for me to give Dereck the very best opportunity to maximise what he can do, he needs to work with the biggest and best trainers, conditionings, promoters, and I'm hoping, that December 22nd we'll see Dereck Chisora in the ring with Dillian Whyte on a mega show.
Wow, that would be a mega show. So, Dereck, from your point of view, why did you choose David?
He's done some serious blockbusters on box office, let's all be honest. And, David is from when I turned pro, I was going to sign with a Haymaker. Most people don't know that. And then I'm going with, try to sign with Frank Maloney, and I'm signing with Frank Warren. But, I saw David fight in your call before defending his European title. And then from then I became a fan. And then for one day we had breakfast together. Yeah. Actually it was dinner after the fight. And then we started talking. And then everything happened after that. And then he had his fight with Tony. He didn't come out well, but I saw what he was doing before that, and I figured out, this is a perfect man to take me to another level I need to get to, because every time he came in the ring in shape.
It's taken me years to figure out how to get the best out of myself, and I've pushed this body as far as I go. I'm not a big guy, but I fought big heavyweights and beat big heavyweights, and I believe it's because of the stuff that's done behind closed doors to get the best out of yourself.
Yeah, well, when we started this, we said how a lot of people would be surprised at this. As we said, a lot of history between the pair, and even as late as last year. Have a look what happened when, after Dereck's fight against Zakaria Azuzi, this happened in March.
What is this?
Good luck for your career.
And I hope Tony knocks you out.
I know, he won't.
Tony knocks you out. Tony knocks you out. I hope Tony knocks you out.
Okay.
And by the way, get rid of the cane rolls at 35, man. It's 37.
Okay.
Get rid of the cane rolls, bro. Guess what, though? I don't make excuses. I never had a broken toe, never had a shoulder problem, never had anything.
He's letting you have it there, David. So did you think, I don't want to work with you, or did you just...
No. Boxing is a business. Boxing, you need characters, you need drama, and one thing you can guarantee with Dereck Chisora is you're going to get that. And obviously, when we sat down and spoke to each other, It felt like it would be a tall order, a big task to get the best out of Dereck. But it's a challenge. I like challenges, and it doesn't get any bigger than, you know, Dereck wants to become the heavyweight champion of the world. You know, some people will think that's it's too tall a task, but for me, if Dereck can do behind closed doors what I've done with myself, you know, who knows? You know, anything's possible. Everybody wrote him off in his last fight against Carlos Takam. He was a massive underdog. I myself and most boxing experts believe Dereck had, you know, seen better days, that things are over. But he put a bit of training in. He actually went into training camp and worked hard with Don and John, and he got the performance. So he recognises by sacrificing in the gym, he gets the performances in the ring. And moving forward, that's exactly what he's going to do. Hopefully, he'll be fighting before the end of the year in a big fight, and you'll see the very best Dereck Chisora.
Well, as you said, you've been there, you've done it. Yeah. What are you going to say to Dereck to say, right, I was heavyweight champion in the world, you want to be. What is it exactly that he needs to do?
It's structuring your days, it's maximising every minute of every day, it's the marginal gains. It's, am I going to eat this food over this food? Am I going to go to sleep at this time? Am I going to watch this on TV? Or am I going to get an early night? All of these little things, you know, am I going to watch a TV show, or am I going to watch some Joe Frazier old fights from the 70s? You know, these are the little things that make a massive difference come fight night. And I've learned throughout the years what not to do. I've walked through many wrong doors, which means I know now how to get the very best out of myself, and I can impart that knowledge onto Dereck to get the best out of himself. All it's about is allowing Dereck to fulfil his potential. You know, even without doing a lot of the right things over the years, he's had great success. You know, he's had massive, huge fights, and if he can get it right behind closed doors in the gym with his coaches, with his nutritionist, with his sleep patterns, he can be a major force. And, you know, he wants to win the heavyweight championship of the world. I've done it before. He wants to do it, and I'm going to do everything humanly possible to make sure that happens.
That's fantastic. Now, Dereck, I was under the impression that Tony Bellew was sort of helping you, maybe advising you. So did you choose David over Tony? And if you did, why?
Well, I figure out Tony's got so many things happening right now in his career. He's got a big, massive fight coming up. And then David was the right man. So I went with David, you know, blockbusters, as I said before. And every time he comes in the ring, man, he's in perfect shape. So David was my right choice, you know, because everything we're doing right now, I've been with him now for 2 weeks now.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
And we're working hard for 22nd of December, basically. So that's what's happening.
I think Tony would be a good manager. I think Tony is someone who's been there, done it. He's fought at every level, won world titles, boxed on multiple different promotional companies, worked with different managers. So, you know, I think Tony Bellew, I think, you know, once he calls it a time on his career, he's got a massive pay-per-view fight with Alexander Usyk coming up in a few weeks. You know, I think once he hangs up the gloves, I think he'll be a very good manager. Because I've negotiated with him, I've worked with him, and he understands boxing, he knows boxing.
Well, it's an absolute pleasure to have you both in the studio. Thanks for coming in and telling us your news, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.